Who? Who's this Santa? Even if he was alive, which he isn't. Might be the only thing that can stop them.
Spoiler warning, Terrifier 3 ending isn't just shocking, it's a lie. Buckle up, because this breakdown will rewrite everything you thought you knew. The film begins on Christmas Eve. A couple is asleep at night when their daughter comes in and wakes her mother, telling her she heard someone walking on the terrace. The mother lets her sleep in her room, reassuring her that it's probably just an animal. The girl wonders if it could be Santa since it's Christmas, and her mother says it's possible. The girl suggests leaving milk and cookies for Santa, and her mother agrees. After putting the girl back to bed, the mother goes to the kitchen, sets out milk and cookies, and heads back. She notices the door is open, assumes her husband forgot to close it after coming home from work, shuts it, and thinks nothing more of it. Back in the bedroom, she tells her husband their daughter left milk and cookies for Santa and asks him to eat them before morning. He agrees, and they go to sleep. The daughter is still awake when she hears footsteps again, this time from inside the house. Curious, she goes downstairs and sees Santa standing there. Excited, she runs to wake her brother, but he is sound asleep. She returns alone and notices Santa's behavior is strange. Hiding behind a door, she sees him pull an axe from his bag, his hands covered in blood. This isn't Santa. It's a sadistic killer clown known as Art the Clown, a merciless murderer who delights in brutality. Art goes to the brother's room, striking him repeatedly with the axe until his body is dismembered. The girl, terrified, hides, but Art proceeds to the parents' bedroom, attacking the father until the mother wakes and finds herself covered in his blood. Horrified, she screams, but Art doesn't stop. She runs to her children's room, sees her son's mutilated body, and races for the door, only for Art to catch her, kill her, and continue his spree. Sitting down calmly afterward, he eats the milk and cookies, wiping the blood from the plates. Opening a cupboard, he discovers his daughter hiding inside and kills her as well. The story shifts to 5 years earlier. A police officer investigating another of Art's massacres finds his severed head, but is attacked when the head comes to life. Art boards a train, terrifying a lone female passenger by placing the officer's head on the seat. We then see a scene in a mental asylum where a nurse's scream draws a guard to his cell. Inside is Vicky, a deranged woman who has given birth to Art's head, having been impregnated by him. The head, as vicious as its body, has killed and is eating the nurse. Vicky, horribly disfigured, shares Art's bloodlust and affection, symbolized by a heart on the wall reading Vicky plus Art. Art's head joins her, and together they murder the guard in gruesome fashion before escaping. They take refuge in a house where Vicky mutilates herself in a bathtub, sitting in her blood for years, with Art nearby. 5 years later, Sienna, a young woman who once decapitated Art with a magical sword, is released from a mental hospital after recovering from the trauma. She returns home to her aunt, uncle, and cousin. Meanwhile, 2 demolition workers surveying the abandoned house stumble upon the preserved bodies of Art and Vicky. The killers awaken and murder them. Dinner. Sienna is unsettled when she sees the ghostly vision of a dead friend killed by Art. Her cousin later admits to reading her diary, filled with entries about Art, but Sienna brushes it off as fiction. Art experiments with new torture methods, discovering that freezing victims before breaking them causes greater pain. Disguised as Santa at a bar, he murders a group of people and saves one for prolonged torture. Meanwhile, Sienna finds an old letter from her brother explaining that demons like Art need a recently dead, evil human to return, and that she is one of the angels capable of destroying them all. Sienna spots Art dressed as Santa. When the guards eject him, the gifts he distributed explode, killing shoppers and setting them all ablaze. Sienna hides her magical sword in a gift box, but her cousin notices. Later, Art hears Sienna's cousin expressing a desire to feel his presence and decides to make it happen. That night, Art attacks the cousin's friend with a chainsaw, smiling as he fulfills her wish to see his grin up close before killing her. He brutally saws another friend in half. Sienna wakes from a nightmare and hears voices downstairs, only to discover Vicky mimicking her aunt and uncle's voices. Art has killed her uncle, nailed his body to the wall, and decapitated him. Sienna fights a miniature version of Art, but is overpowered and knocked unconscious. Waking tied to a chair, she watches as Vicky tortures and kills her aunt, revealing her brother's severed head as a trophy. Vicky tries to break Sienna's spirit by telling her there is no God, but Sienna remains defiant. Sienna's cousin, pretending to accept death, asks for her gift to be opened before she's killed. The gift contains the magical sword. Art tries to stop Sienna from breaking her fingers, but she heals upon touching the sword. She uses it to decapitate Vicky and battle Art in a fierce fight. Vicky's blood turns to acid, the floor collapses, and Sienna's cousin falls into a fiery pit. Sienna tries to save her, but slips, watching her cousin and the sword fall into hell. Art vanishes through an open window, setting the stage for his return. The final scene shows a girl on a bus reading a book about demons. Art boards the bus and begins to scare her, hinting that the bloodshed is far from over. To stop him, Sienna will have to journey into hell to retrieve her sword and finish him once and for all. Terrifier 3. The ending sets you up to believe Sienna has finally ended Art the Clown's reign of terror. She decapitates Vicky, runs him through with a magical sword, and survives the brutal showdown. But the film slips in clues that this victory isn't what it seems, that Art's disappearance through the open window isn't just an escape. It mirrors the way he's returned before, hinting he was never truly defeated. The magical sword, the only weapon that can kill him, is now lost in hell with Sienna's cousin. Without it, her promise to finish him is empty for now. The bus scene seals the lie. Art is already back, stalking a new victim, and he's completely unharmed. It's not a final ending at all. It's a setup showing that everything Sienna fought for might have been meaningless, and the nightmare is only continuing. Think you could survive in the world of Terrifier 3? Tag a friend who'd fail miserably. Don't forget to subscribe, unless you're scared of the truth. Our next video reveals the lie the director tried to bury.